Hello and welcome to the Internet News, the segment where we make the tea and get to drink it too. I don't think that's the expression, David.
Well, Dennis, it should be because I have an insatiable thirst.
Oh. Well, hello and welcome back to this week's Davis and Dennis show. And once again, because of the pandemic, we can't bring you a normal episode with guests or fun.
Oh, how sad. But don't worry, because the like button and the subscribe button I hear still work, and you can try them out right now. But don't press the subscribe button if you're already subscribed, because that would have the opposite effect to what we want.
Indeed. And we bring out a new video every Tuesday, so let's get on with the news, shall we, Davis? What's fast?
Yes, and if we remember last week, we had a major story on someone called Tony Lopez.
Oh my god, I love him!
Sure, a 20-year-old TikToker with 19 million followers. He lives in the Hype House, and let's be kind to him, shall we? Because lately he's had a pretty terrible, made some terrible decisions rather.
What do you mean, Davis? But he's been sick. We can't blame him for not being at his best because, you know, he's been feeling under the weather.
Well, he was very sick, Dennis, and yet still attended a party.
Hosted by the internationally renowned and respected and inspirational trans activist Nikki Tutorials, who I think we can all safely agree is an inspiration to us all.
I think that's the first time she's ever been called that, Dennis.
Wow, you transphobe.
And also, she's probably infected everyone she's met with the C virus.
What? Your evidence?
Well, last week, Dennis, we revealed that a group of LA YouTubers and TikTokers, including Tana Mojo, Nikita Dragon, and Tony Lopez, have been attending parties riddled with the disease. And this recent TikTok of Nikita and Tony sharing a kiss does not make them look any better.
Davis, haven't you heard of something called herd immunity? They're great moral people, and with a great morality comes great genes, and with great genes come perfect immune systems. It's impossible for them to get sick.
Well, Dennis, how do you explain that Tony was clearly ill?
TikTok drama, okay? And even if it was possible, which it isn't because he's got a perfect immune system, I hear that Tony is feeling fine. In fact, he's got so much energy. He's bursting with it. He's feeling tippity top. And that's because he's been messaging his fans. I mean, what a great, honorable person. I love it when influencers take the time to interact with their audiences. He's just great.
Dennis, about that, just to burst your bubble, some details of those messages did leak out. And they don't paint him in the best light.
I know what where this is going. Does he take a bit too long to reply? Because I would know. I message him like twice a week, twice a day sometimes, and he never responds back. He must be too busy, even despite his great energy. I totally understand.
No, I'm afraid, Dennis, that Tony Lopez has been asking for inappropriate photos from a 15-year-old fan. And let's remember that he's a 20-year-old adult.
Oh.
And then even more people came out with similar stories. Some of his messages to these underage fans include, "Send nudes, babe. Oh, you young babe. I'm trying to f you, but you playing. And baby, please suck all the out of me." Let's remember, he's a 20-year-old adult with 19 million followers, and these messages were sent to a 15-year-old fan. These allegations are not a one-off. There's been a steady trickle of similar stories about Tony leaking out for months, and yet there's been no repercussions, no consequences for Tony so far. Nothing's been done, and he hasn't acknowledged them at all. What do you think of the situation now, Dennis?
I think I should stop messaging him, telling him that I love him.
Yes, that's a good call.
Next up, we have another fun-filled story, don't we, Davis?
Oh, really?
And it's about Nikki Tutorials. She's been robbed.
Oh my god, and if you're like me, you might initially roll your eyes and say, what is it this time? Did someone copy the shape of her palette again? Rectangle.
Well, everyone's been copying her palettes then.
Maybe she's taking a leaf out of Gabby Hanna's book and is claiming that drama channels are stealing her views.
We must have stolen dozens of views from her.
Well, I would definitely sue.
Well, it turns out that Nikki's residence in LA was actually robbed, like literally robbed. Nikki and her fiance Dylan were in their house when it happened when 3 burglars entered the property and threatened the residents with a firearm and perhaps a knife. The police also said that one of the residents, likely Dylan, got superficial injuries before the burglars escaped with an unknown amount of money and loot and pillage, and they escaped in a beige car.
Wow, a beige car. How exciting, Dennis.
Davis, let's be serious. It's a serious problem.
Well, Nikki soon came out with an Instagram post to confirm the nightmarish event. And they said that they were at least physically okay, but perhaps not mentally.
And then on Twitter, Jeffree Star came along and expressed, "Oh my god, that's so f***ing horrible and terrifying." I
Yes,
mean,
that sounds exactly like Jeffree Star.
whatever. But still, that's like having a terrible fall and then someone helps you get up. And then you look up into the leering face of Lord Voldemort himself.
Oh my god, you mentioned his name.
Thanks, Jeffree, but no thanks. Don't need your sympathy.
Well, speaking of Jeffree Star, good news.
Oh my god, has he gone bankrupt?
How is putting dozens of people out of work good news?
Has his warehouse been robbed again?
Dennis, are you condoning criminal behavior?
Of course not. Has his channel been demonetized? And that leaves room for us to be monetized.
Dennis, monetization is not a rationing system.
It isn't?
No, because the good news is that he's back.
How is that good news?
Well, Dennis, how is Jeffree Star going back to doing normal videos not good news? In his latest video called Addressing Rumours About Me While Testing New Makeup, he talks about loads of things. Just like how his grandmother is still alive.
I guess that's good.
About how the screen grabs involving him are obviously photoshopped, so don't believe them at all.
All of them are definitely fake.
Also about how he's turned off notifications.
So he can't see us tweeting at him.
All of his dogs are apparently well.
Even Daddy?
Not Daddy, I'm afraid. Rip Daddy. But more importantly, that he's single! And if that isn't good news, then I simply don't know what is.
Good for you, Davis. However, from the video, he's received quite a lot of criticism.
Oh no.
For him to attempting to move the blame from him onto the audience. I mean, how dare we accuse of such lies with all our irrational hate? We should be ashamed of holding him accountable by spreading our negativity. And Jeffree Star does not approve this. Not Jeffree Star approved.
All right, but looking at away from the top comments, however, we see that his like ratio and views are still very healthy. Woo! So it looks like that Jeffree Star's career is still going to be okay. It's the like to dislike ratio is way better than ours usually as well. And even if it did all crash and burn, we've seen evidence of him buying up real estate in Montana, probably taking advantage of the low property prices because of the virus.
Your boy knows how to invest, doesn't he?
He really does. Aren't we proud?
Sure. Now onto a YouTuber we actually like, Dodie.
Yes, our fave British vlogger to carry on the ukulele tradition has dominated our Twitter feeds recently. Well, why? Because nobody knows how tall she is.
While she does look quite short and petite in her videos, it's common knowledge in the fan base that she is quite lanky in real life. So this is probably how someone thought she was 6'3", which sparked the whole situation. She's apparently not 6'3".
Well, in this classic Tim H skit, Dodie clearly states that she's 5'8". But is Dodie's character Dodie 5'8", or is real Dodie who's being played by Dodie 5'8"? Nobody clearly knows.
Well, for once, we can actually help out here because we've met her a few times. So here's a picture of Davis standing next to Dodie.
So although I was on my toes, you can say that she's about a hand taller than me.
So how tall is Dodie? She's about 1 Davis. and a hand tall. Or if you want to use metric measurement, she's 1 Dennis and a smaller hand tall.
Wait, are we saying that I'm more than 6 foot then?
No, Davis. She's 5'8" probably.
Oh, but she's 6'3".
No, Davis. He's very short. He's a short lad.
Well, this brings us sadly to the end of this week's episode. But don't despair.
I am despairing though.
Because you can keep up with us by following us on our social medias. Links below.
Yes, following Davis cured my depression. Now, if you have any thoughts on the topics we covered, I mean. And if you think we...
I don't think we discovered anything, Dennis.
And if you think we got it all wrong, feel free to comment that Davis has an ugly face.
Oh, thank you. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time,
Good night.
Okay,